Hi, and welcome back to Mel's Sparkling Pizzazz. Tonight what we're going to be doing is a gift bag using our envelope punch board. So if you've never seen an envelope punch board before, that's it there. And they're great for doing other projects besides envelopes. One of them I'll show you tonight. So to start with, you take a full 12-inch by 12-inch page of your choice. Tonight we are using a page from the Sweet Pastels range. Now you don't have to pre-cut it. On the top of your envelope punch board you'll see some numbers and you measure from the middle out. So the first one is 1.5 and the second one is 3. So all you have to do is line up the corner of the page with the marker at the top for whatever measurement you need. The first punch is at 1.5. So you just look for the half mark because the 1 is where it starts. Push it down and using the bone scorer supplied, follow the groove, keeping in mind not to hit the edge of the paper too hard, otherwise you might rip your page. Turn it to the left, and this time we want to line it up at the 3 inches. Punch again, score, and again just watch that edge. Okay, turn again, and this time back to the 1.5. Again, just score that through. Turn it one more time and line it back up again with the 3 inches. Now this time we're going to flip the paper over and go back to the 1.5. So punch and score. Now you should notice at this point that your score lines will meet up. So you'll see one full lot of score lines there. And now we go back to doing the other ones. So now we turn it again and we get our 3-inch marker, punch and score, making sure again our lines meet up with the other one. Turn again, 1.5. And turn for the last time and back to the 3. Now at this point you want to be lining up the grooves with the score line, and we're going to score from groove to groove. So now you have it scored the way that we need it to be scored on all of those folds. On one of the big triangles, I'm going to talk big triangles and little triangles. You'll see that there are 2 different size triangles there. So this is the big one and that's the little one. So on one of the big ones, we want to use the back of the envelope punch board and we want to use and just corner punch it. So the back of the envelope punch board does have a corner rounder as well, just to neaten that corner off a little bit. Just going to put that to the side. Now, on our big triangles, we want to cut up the score line, and on our little triangle side, we want to leave about 1/2 inch, and we're going to make tabs out of that side. So I'm just going to cut along, and that way you'll be able to see. Now you will have leftover paper with this, and they're great for cutting tags and making other sentiments as well. So don't throw out that leftover paper. I'm just going to cut all of the big triangles down to the center line. So that first score line that we come across, we're just going to cut to that. Turn it over, I'm going to do the big triangles again. So we cut along the score line to the first score line that we come across. And again. Okay, now I'm going to turn it the other way. So we have our big triangles that we can fold. So on our little triangle side, we're going to cut up. I will show you closer in a second. But basically, we're just going to cut a tab size onto both sides. So that's the size there that you need. So it's about 1/2 inch. and we want to do that on all 4 sides. Like I said, keep the spares. I always have a bag of what I call scraps, and I keep them for when I need to make up a tag or a photo mat. It really is amazing what you can keep your scraps of paper for. Even die cuts. So there's numerous of our die cuts that would fit this size. So love hearts, stars, cogs, you name it. So always remember to keep your scrap pages. Okay, so now you're left with a cross-like shape with triangles at the end. All we need to do now is fold along all of the score lines. So you can choose, all of our scrapbook papers are double-sided with our collections. So you can choose which side you like, and then you can reverse the side for the tag, which I'll show you in a minute. So we're just simply folding all of those crease lines to make it easier for us in a second. Okay, so we've done that. Now with our tag pieces, simply put a piece of double-sided tape. If you want to use our glue pens, that's just as easy. The tape for me is preferable because you don't have to wait for it to set. And just put it towards the outside edge. So I'll do all 4 first. The closer you put it to the outside edge, the closer the box will seal together, and you'll have that nice neat finish. Just also add just a tiny little bit of tape to the other tabs, just so that when we put them inside the gift bag, we can tidy them up and stick them to the edges rather than flapping around. Okay, so now all we have to do is pull off that double-sided tape. It's easier for me if I do all 4. If you'd like, you can do one side and then do the other. But as we're about to fold it up, it's just easier if you connect them all. Now your tabs simply join to the side of the next page, trying to get that line as even as you can so that it has that nice neat finish. Do that to all 4 sides. Okay, now's the time that we can pull off that double-sided tape off all the triangles. Obviously leave the one, don't put tape on the one that we've rounded, because that's going to be our closing tag. And we're just going to tuck them inside the box, again giving it that nice neat finish. So just going to tuck them inside. So there we go. Now all you have to do is these middle bits here, just put a little bit of pressure, squeeze the back and the front together like so, and squish it closed. That will make it easier. Once that initial fold is done, you will find that a lot easier. So you're just going to have a little bit of an indent on the side. And push them in, close the cover. Now I prefer to use the crocodile rather than a hole punch, because I can actually line up the depth of my holes and make sure they're aligned for the ribbon to go through. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch them. So I want to make 2 holes in the top. There we go. Now all we have to do is put some ribbon through. So we're going to cut some ribbon. And thread it through from the back. pull it through. Do the same for the other hole. And of course this is the fun part, getting the ribbon through the hole. Okay. So as you can see, we've just got some ribbon. Now before I tie that into a nice neat bow, I'm going to use some of our offcuts and I'm just going to make a little gift tag. I'm going to use a happy birthday stamp today, but you can use any sentiment that you like. So I'm just going to line it up on my precision process again. Making sure that you're getting the piece of paper that you want. Close the lid. Swipe your ink pad across, don't dab. The swiping helps to get the excess off the edges so that you won't get the edges around your stamp. Beautiful. So I've just stamped happy birthday on there and I'm just going to pre-cut that. So I'm just going to cut freehand. Obviously you can choose to use a paper trimmer at this point if you don't trust your freehand. But freehand also makes it original. So that's what we go for in homemade gifts and presents. So we have our little tag. I'm going to hole punch that so the ribbon can go through. And I'm just going to slide that through the ribbon before I tie it into a bow, and we are all done. And of course the ribbon doesn't want to go through. War with ribbon. It's part of crafting. So normally in my gift bags, I'll put a coffee sachet and some chocolates in them. But you can really put anything that you like in there. And there you have it. A gift bag made with our envelope punch board. Thanks for joining me tonight, and I'll see you next week. Bye.